They meet at the university stadium where he played the last game. The sun squatting on the horizon. Loose groups of students flit by while Ty half-heartedly swipes through pics and video on his phone. Better times, when he glanced up, she's there. Dana says, "I didn't startle you this time, losing my touch." There's little humor in her tone, and Ty's not in a joking mood, so he gets down to it. "Can you really give me a do-over? Like back in the hallway?" Yes and no. It won't be like the hallway. This is a bigger leap. It's subject to less precision. He stands alarmed. Hold on, how much less precision? I ain't trying to be fighting dinosaurs. Minutes, hours, sometimes. That's why I asked you to come back to the stadium. My aim's a little better when I don't have to deal with space and time. If we're off by an hour, you're still in the vicinity of where you need to be. Question. You feel silly, but do I need to avoid running into myself? I saw this movie where the guy went back in time and got shoved into his past self, and they melted into goo. And that's one time cop, and it's just a movie. I'm sending your consciousness back. I'm inserting current you into old you, like overwriting a file. Is that safe? Do you care? No, not now. That's what I thought, she says. What changed your mind anyway? Ty almost says everything. There's maybe some truth to that, but for real, what I did it even matter? No one even seemed to care that I saved that lady's life. Not even the lady. Dana's face is flat, expressionless, judgment-free, or so Ty tells himself. Hang on, this will be disorienting. She grabs his shoulders, squeezes, and Ty shoots like a bullet through the kaleidoscope barrel, the length of the universe. He tries to scream, but he has no mouth. By the time that horror of being disembodied consciousness creeps in, he's outside the stadium, where he'd been standing with Dana a moment ago, and 3 days in the future. He stumbles into the point guard, who does this sort of heroic hug-catch thing to keep Ty from tumbling down the school bus steps. You okay, Ty? His voice is thick with concern. They get off the bus together, and the rest of the team forms a cocoon around a woozy, unstable Ty. Coach pushes through. Son, are you all right? Coach presses his hand on Ty's cheek like a grandma checking for a fever. Ty remembers the man almost throwing himself from his office 3 days from now and lies, I'm fine. Throwing him from his office 3 days ago from now and lies, I'm fine. Physically, it's the truth. His legs are activating again. All of his many senses are processing information at an exceptional rate. But he also can't stop thinking about how many people who are so concerned with his well-being now won't want to utter a word to him in less than 72 hours. If he doesn't do what needs to be done. People form a path from the bus to the stadium entrance on either side of him. Hoop fans wanting an up close and personal with the future superstar. Ty's motions are mechanical at this point. Scribbling an autograph on a jersey, a t-shirt, a mini Wharton High School basketball. The same way it happened the first time, when the only future he considered involved the Los Angeles Lakers or whatever other team got lucky enough to snatch him up. Ty, over here. The little girl's left arm is in a blue cast and sling. She offers him a silver Sharpie with her good hand, the same hand she'll use for a sick in and out dribble to get free from a baseline drive and a finger roll in a few days. What the hell? He kneels so he's at the kid's level, knowing she's not a ghost, but feeling the same sort of fright. Shaky. He says, "What's up, little baller?" The nasty bruise surrounds the girl's left eye. A blood blossom stains half of her cornea. Was she in a car accident or something? Will you sign my cast? The child beams. There are noticeable gaps in her smile. Maybe those teeth fell out naturally. Maybe. Ty forces himself to grab a kid's Sharpie, starts to squiggle his unusual nonsense signature when the woman presses up behind the kid and Ty's lungs stop working. It's her. The woman who would have died. Who will die. The woman who will threaten to call the cops on him just for being in the same park as her and her kid. The one who will never make it to that park because he's going to let her die. Up close, with no rage aura obscuring his view, he sees her bruises too, sees how skittish she is, scanning every which way. When she's convinced they're safe, she speaks, "My Reese loves you." "Reese? That's me," the little bruised and beaten up kid grins. "I like Teresa better, though. Will you score 30 for me tonight?" "Reese," her mom scolds, "you can't expect people to do your bidding." "Nah," Ty says, numb. "I can definitely do that for her." He's pretty sure he had at least 40 the first time around. Least he can do is reassure the kid, since he's going back to let her mother get murdered. Ty returns the Sharpie. "Reese," Teresa says, "thank you so much." She and her mother wave goodbye and fade into the crowd. Though Ty doesn't move, his inaction goes on long enough for Coach to come over. "What are you doing, Revel? Game time?" "Yeah, I know." At the end of the third, when he is on his way to the bench, Ty spots all the players in the particular drama. The woman, far up in the bleachers, seated next to Teresa. The girl slurps the least dregs of her soda. Reggie, the man with the gun, Teresa's father, the mother's boyfriend, someone else entirely, who knows, is close to finding her in the crowd. Ty moves into the huddle, not hearing a word Coach says, then takes a seat on the bench, bracing himself to do nothing. The crowd has a low buzz behind him. He stares straight ahead, not needing his eyes to sense it all unfolding again. Teresa's mom, taking her soda cup, standing up, Reggie moves towards the aisle. All Ty has to do is sit, and he'll keep all he's worked for, all he earned, what he deserves. A promising basketball career, Coach's admiration, his teammates' love, mom and dad's pride. So long as he doesn't mess it up again with some other misstep. Some impulsive thing that screws up all of their plans. Ty's always been told excellence requires sacrifice. Is this what everyone meant? Sacrificing Reese's mom to be a perfect basketball playing, money-making machine who knows everyone in his life could turn on him in the time it takes to exert 7 pounds of pressure on a trigger? A lot of people could probably live with paying for a bright and comfortable future with someone else's blood. But he can't. Ty Revel, former future basketball star, rises off the bench, eyes the man aiming the gun at the defenseless mother, and he moves. "Just get out of here," Coach orders, staving off members of the press. "Go with your mom and dad." Ty welcomes Coach's distraction, pushing into the corridors of the stadium, but instead of taking a right to meet the parents, he takes a left towards Dana. She motions him into the room used to store concession supplies, candy, carbonated tanks for soda fountains, cases of popcorn. She's munching on some gummy bears when she shuts the door behind them. "Bravo," she says. "I was hoping you'd do the right thing. I'm proud of you." He wonders if she might be the first person in his life to truly mean those words. What if I hadn't saved her? "I would have, and you never would have seen me again. I would have let you have the life you chose. I doubt you would have enjoyed it much. You were dealing with some monkey's paw shit there." He doesn't quite get the reference, but context clues. She says, "Doing the things that are most right won't earn you many trophies, Ty. Trophies are overrated. So now what? You like movies? Well, I've always wanted to say this." She pulls a business card from her jacket pocket and hands it over. All it says is Dana Dawn, aka Timeline. "Ty, I'm putting a crew together." He takes her hand and she whisks them away.